Good evening. This is Dr. Thomas Klein. I'm coming to you from Raleigh, North Carolina on our Monday show, or fill in the news and talk about things. And you are all willing to write in and provide suggestions and feedback. And there's the email. It's just nationalpaincouncil@gmail.com. It's pretty easy. And feel free to speak up. Our reason to be here is we do extensive research at the National Pain Council and try to present factual information. We are not into making flat statements. A flat statement is what you hear a lot when people say things like, there's more addiction. We're going to talk about the parallel problems of association and cause later on in another video. But today I want to just discuss terminology because it's very confusing and it's being used by the CDC in its guidelines to frighten people. I'll give you an example. We have a prescription opioid crisis. Well, did you know that all drugs on the street are prescriptions? Except heroin. And heroin used to be a prescription. It's a prescription pain medicine, about the same as oxycodone. Why is it so feared? Because it's cheap and people use it for opiate addiction where they could be using any other medication. So that's what we're going to explain today. Opioid means a drug that's like opium. It hasn't been used that much, and in fact they had to make an amendment for the Controlled Substance Act, the 1970 Richard Nixon disaster, to put the word in there. Our original word for strong pain medicines was opiate, and that's what we kind of use, opiate pain medicine. Now, it turns out there's really only one other pain medicine, and that's Tylenol, which is pretty much useless for severe pain. So I think we can say that all opioids are pain medicines, and all pain medicines are opioids. So when you hear the word opioid, or you want to speak it, substitute the word pain medicine. It will reveal to you what the bias has grown up around the word opioid. It can be an opioid pain medicine. That's a lot better to say than just opioids. We don't use the word opioid all by itself because studies have shown that people don't know what it is. What it is pain medicine. Oxycodone, Vicodin, morphine, all codeine, tramadol, all of those are top shelf pain medicines, or opiates, or opioids. So how about the word narcotic? Narcotic is actually the best word of all because it includes all the pain medicines. Technically, fentanyl is not related to opium, so it's not an opioid. So the CDC confuses everybody. Instead of using the word narcotic or using the word pain medicines, they break it down into these different groups, which is really confusing. So if you want to clarify it in your mind, when you hear the word opioid, substitute pain medicine or painkiller. Or a better one, analgesic. Analgesic is a medicine that treats pain. And really, we only have the opium products from before the time when the pyramids were built, and we have Tylenol. So those are the terms, and it is used to confuse people. But if you, like I say, substitute the word painkiller or pain medicine, you'll kind of start to see who's pulling the wool over your eyes. For example, the CDC and writers will say the opioid overdose deaths Heroin's an opioid. The prescription drugs are opioids. They're all opioids. All except cocaine and alcohol. So let's get things straight. We're going to go into the CDC's presentation of data, which turns out to be very, very contaminated with bias. We're not going to get into that right now, but I just wanted to explain the terminology to you all so you know what's going on. And I will see you on our next Monday session. Good night.